Have you ever been interested in owning big real estate, as in multifamily units, strip malls, etc.? Well, if so, you've come to the right place, because this is our conversation today. Yesterday, we were part of a wonderful group of people. It's a private group of investors. We meet once a month and we discuss really big deals. So come on in. I'm going to give you a sneak peek into our meeting yesterday and how we were analyzing a 79-unit student housing facility and what we came up with, what kind of returns are involved. If it's something you want to get interested in, if you're interested in, then see one of us. We're looking for only accredited investors who know us personally, but I want to show you a little bit about how the due diligence, what goes into it for educational purposes. So enjoy.
So this is going to be an exciting thing for me to even watch and listen, because two aspects. One is student living, right? It's slightly different than the regular living, multi-family students when they come and leave, how to get the leases. Secondly, this is a great team because all of them are pretty experienced in multi-family construction, real estate, land ownership, and all various aspects. So yeah, let's give them a big round of applause.
Well, thank you everybody. Thank you so much for coming here to the direct room today. I was telling Ferrara earlier that I had a condo here that I've been renting for 9 years, and I never have used this rec room ever. And I was putting it on the market. I asked the tenant to leave. I fixed it up, and I'm taking pictures. And I took a picture of the rec room and I said, "Hey, it's melting pot." so I immediately reached out to Ferrara. So thank you all for coming today, and we're very excited about this wonderful project. And I have to give a shout out to Maria and Philip, who are the crazy, they're amazing investigators. They drill in, they're researchers, they're always researching good deals, but not too many of them rise to the top. And this one has risen to the top in our analysis despite quite a bit of stress tests. And we've been back and forth on this since like October, right? So we're doing the hard work so you and your investors don't have to. So I'm excited to present to you this great project. It's called the Premier Living Suites. It's in Oswego, New York. And is anybody familiar with Oswego, New York? One person. Two, big, three, all four of us. Okay. My sister lives up in upstate New York, near the Finger Lakes. Beautiful area. And this is an excellent area to have this lovely student housing complex. So you can see, this is the picture of it. It was built recently in 2016. It's state of the art. And it was built with the students in mind. How many people here are interested in student housing as a construct? Okay. And why? Well, there's a lot of really good reasons that we'll go into for student housing. One of us, I know I'm speaking to the choir here, preaching to the choir, as they say, but multi-units are often of great value, because the more experience that we have in the industry, the more we realize that the one family, the two family, that there are a lot of management and a lot of headache for a little bit of return. And as you scale, the people who become professional, the people who have been in the business for a while, realize that the larger you scale, the better the returns are and the less aggravation. Can I give a shout out on that one? Yeah. So here are our sponsors. This is Philip. I'm going to introduce the sponsors because I think it's really important that some of you know who we are and some of you don't. But this is really important that you know. Philip is a senior software engineer at Google. What does that mean? He likes to research. He researches very well for the best company on the planet. And he's been an amazing asset. If I bring a thought or an objection or an issue, Philip is on at 11 o'clock at night. I have an answer. So he's been great. And he's a great producer. His lovely wife, Maria, is also a PhD physics major, teacher, and a good analyst. Very, very excellent analyst. And she drills deep. They're not afraid to get their hands journey and really, really dig into her project. And one of the things, she's also an asset manager. They also own already multifamilies across the United States, so they're very, very well versed in this type. Michael, please stand up. Michael Bass is a great asset to his team. Why? Because he's been in construction and development and knows all of that. So when you're actually dealing with the property itself, the physical property, he knows everything. What to ask, codes, conditions, inspections. Now, we've already had a third-party inspector go through the entire project with a fine-tooth comb, but Michael was there supervising that. So he's, again, a great, great asset. Myself, I am a real estate broker in the state of California, but I started on the East Coast buying multifamilies back in the 90s. That's where I cut my teeth. Back in, not in New York where my sister lives, but in Massachusetts. But they have similar laws. They're only like 4 hours away from where I started buying multifamily. So we're really a great team, and we work together very well, and it's been a pleasure working with them. So with that, I'm going to continue telling you a little bit more about this project. Okay, what's over there? Okay. So here's the agenda. Investment highlights. Sponsor team I've already touched on. Property market overviews, business plan, financial projections, taxes, why and how to invest. Okay. Confidentiality and disclaimer. We're looking for accredited investors, self-proclaimed accredited investors. We've been doing our best to research this property, this project, and everything having to do with it. And at the end of the day, it's up to you to make your own decisions, what you would want, if this is an asset class you're interested in, if this is a project you're interested in, all financial information are for reference only, and we expect you to be adults and make your own decisions. So, here we go, here's some highlights of this. It's a 79-unit student complex in Oswego, New York. It has a very strong tenants as far as it has very, very, like practically no vacancies.
It's 100%.
Yeah, it's 100%. And there's a reason for that. It's very rare that things are 100%. There are very, very good reasons for that. But it's 100% occupied right now, and it has, as you notice, it says modern amenities. So this building was designed and built with the student in mind, which is really great. It's all under one roof. Look what it has: fitness center. It has meals, semester care packages, furnished apartments, computer lab, study lounge, movie theater, game room, rec room, Wi-Fi, cable, TV, guaranteed parking, security systems, on-site employment opportunities, and shuttle service. If you were a student, would you want to live here?
Yeah.
I would.
Yes. Right? What more do you want, right? You're 5 minutes from campus, right? So excellent, excellent location. Now this is what you're really interested in, right? And Philip is going to go into a little bit more of the details on the financials right now, in a few minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
You say 79 rentable units, over 21 suites. Expand on that.
Maria, you've been there. Tell us more.
Okay, so those are 21 apartments, and each apartment has from 3 to 5 bedrooms, and they're all under the code. They're all locked, so each student occupies that bedroom, and they have a shared living room. Bathroom sometimes can be, depending on the room size and the amount that you pay for. You can have your own bathroom, or they share bathrooms, like 2 rooms. They have also like laundry and dryers in the unit, so everything's supplied for them. They come with their suitcase, literally, and their dishes, and that's it. It's really everything in there, amazing. And they don't need to leave basically the building for any of their needs. And we provide the shuttle service as part of the building too.
Every hour.
So every hour during the day. So basically, yes, every room, so it's 21 suites, would you call it. But every suite has 3, 4, 5 bedrooms. So that's why 79 units, because each one of them is treated separately, and we sign separate contracts with the students for each one of the units. So it's literally 79 units rentals.
So this is
More
one
questions?
way of maximizing square footage, right?
Ruth has a question.
Yeah, what campus is this servicing? What's the?
We're gonna go into that.
Okay.
Much more.
Yeah. Okay, this is us, I told you a little bit about us, here's our bios, which I've already told you. Anything else you want, did I miss anything about our bios and how awesome we are? Okay. And then we do have a legal counsel, we're not setting up our entities to LegalZoom. Just so you know, okay, we're having professional lawyers who specialize in entities. We're doing a great job of asking us, we've drilled down, they've asked us a million questions on how we're gonna structure it, and now they're creating everything. So that's being done right there. We wanted to add that just to let you know how we've been structuring things. So, number of units, 3 stories, year built, 2014, a rentable area. There you go. Okay, which is a little bit of a recap of what we said.
Yes.
Okay, here's some photos, take a look. They say, you know, pictures worth 1,000 words, right? I'm not sure if I can load these up, probably not through this.
We can try to click through
Okay.
and see if I can, but feel free to take notes.
Can you blow up a little bit? Let's see if you can. There you go. Yeah, pictures worth 1,000 words, there we go. See if we can do that. Sure.
I have a question. This 79 units is 79, like, these are beds, 79 beds.
I'm not hearing the question.
It's 79 units or 79 beds?
Beds.
Yes.
Yes, 79 beds.
Yes.
Which is.
79 rooms.
Rooms.
Rooms. They don't share rooms.
Okay.
They share living space, they share maybe bathrooms, they share kitchen, they share laundry, but each one of them has their own bedroom.
Okay, so 79 students can live there.
Yes.
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 Mhm.
Yes, okay, so can I now go like this? Can I go like that? I can. Cool. All right, we're good now, at least for the moment. Okay, so this is, there you go. So this would be the community area. All right, let's see, can I go back a little bit? Okay, so there's the actual complex. There's the complex, right? Yeah. And so this is not, you know, something where it's a fixer-upper, it's already looking really good. And then this is a nice picture of the community area, the individual rooms. And look at that, theater room, right? This is their place. You think about the students, right? They hang out, get their studies in. Or,
How many bathrooms? How many bathrooms?
how many bathrooms? Do you know how many bathrooms?
Most rooms have their own bathrooms.
So it's roughly around 40, there's 21 apartments and the most of them have minimum 2, so I would say 42 minimum.
Okay. Is the bathroom located in the hallway or inside?
Oh, no. There is 21 apartments, like suites.
Oh,
And inside the suite, there's, let's say, 4 students living in their own separate rooms with a key lock, key code for their room. They're sharing the living space that Ginger just showed, kitchen, and they're sharing bathrooms, like 2 students is for one, they have their own bathroom on their side of that apartment, and the other 2 on the other side of the apartment. Everything's in the suite, in the apartment, yes.
Is it kind of like Jack and Jill?
Uh,
So it's not Jack and Jill?
No, they're separate.
They're separate.
I mean,
Yeah, there's separate,
you have
yeah.
4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, so 2 bathrooms have like Jack and Jill, and 2 bathrooms have Jack and Jill? Or
They're-
just like
they're all
separate
right.
entrances?
No, separate entrances,
Yeah,
each
separate.
from the apartment.
Not inside of the room.
No, not inside the room. Uh-huh.
Okay, and so here's the computer room. And I think that's the end of the.
Yeah, they're
look back.
probably-
Okay. So as you can see by those pictures, it's really outfitted for the student, right? It gives them everything that they could possibly need under one roof. As soon as they leave their classes, they can come here, they've got everything that they need, and they can be very comfortable. Okay, now this is interesting. This is a comparable comparison to the competition. Obviously, we're not the only student campus in the area, okay? However, the other ones are asking for quite a bit more money for quite a bit less in the amenities. So, can anybody, great question for this intelligent audience. Why do you think we have 100% non-vacancy? Why do you think we're 100%
Because you guys are way too expensive.
We're the
Okay, so there's your answer, right? So the previous owners decided to lower the rents to maximize the livability and also the reputation. The current owner lives there locally, his reputation is really important to him, and he wanted to get a good word out in the community about what a great landlord he is and blah, blah, blah. So, but that means we basically have inherited a value add opportunity. There's something here for us going forward because there's tremendous value for the students. Yes?
Are the projections that you showed for the investment at the local rate or what the rate of are they based on pro forma for the?
We're gonna go into that. We've covered everything. Just give us a few minutes. So does anybody have a question about this? I know this is a lot of
I have a
detail.
question. Is this 7,900 per year or
10 months.
7,900 for 10 months.
10 months?
10 months.
Versus
For
the
student year.
Versus the competition is charging 13,000, 10,000.
It's the same thing. Would be 10, most of them are getting about 10 months. Most students
Okay.
don't stay. So we're toying around, sidebar, we're toying around with what kind of opportunities are there for us to possibly rent during the summer. It's a great recreation area, it's the lakes. A lot of people who live in other parts of the country love to come up, and I know that. It's a beautiful, just a gorgeous area up in upstate New York, because I've been there several times. Like I said, my sister lives up in upstate New York. And it's a great area for boating, for hiking, there's all sorts of great things to look at, but only in the summertime. So we're toying around with ideas. Maria's had some wonderful ideas of maybe getting large companies to sponsor group retreats for the summer, for example, so we can get people in there and enjoy the amenities of the area for the summer. And then we don't have anything in writing, we're just brainstorming on that, so.
A lot to expand. We have a lot to expand.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, and this is the approximate location. Gives you an idea. This is where I lived. I lived in Boston and Providence. And here we are in New York. And so there we go. Montreal gives you an idea of where you're at. Niagara Falls is over here. So, it's right on the lake.
Just a quick question, the price on the lease, 7,900, including the 3 meals a day and?
No.
It's
No.
not, it's not meals additional.
But they have that as an option for, they
Option.
It's a basic
The meals are
package.
available. The meals are available, yeah.
Yes, basic plans.
Yeah, good question. And, okay, so this was the question, which house, college, okay? Something else, where I go, we can't do a video on this.
Okay.
All right, that would have been cool, but, all right. College founded in 1861, 700 acres on the lake shore of Lake Ontario. They recently renovated their campus. And they spent about $13 million, I think it was about $13 million renovating the campus. So again, that's a big draw. And we'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So yeah, we have a little bit more information about that. So I'm going to invite Philip up because he's actually created all the financial projections. So come on up and tell us a little bit about this.
So, thank you everyone for looking at this and considering the opportunity. So I'm going to talk a little bit about financial projections here. There's a lot of tiny numbers, so I'm going to try to extract just the most important bits for you today. You want to see like what the price of property, so it's about $4 million, gives you a bit of an idea of the size of the project. We're going to finance about 3/4 of it, so 75% loan to value, and you see what the total investment is for us and for investors. We're going to put our investor hats here as well. Put our money where our mouth is, and then you can see the gross income, the vacancy loss, effective expenses. All of these are based off of actuals, in fact. So we've got a good basis to understand where we can go from here. and the investment parameters, the gross rent multiplier of almost 6, DSCR 1.93, so that means we bring about 2 times more than we're going to need to pay out for the loan. Cap rate just above 8%, and cash and cash return 12.44. These are like the most important things. We have all of this for folks who are interested to kind of drill deep. I don't want to, get lost in the numbers. I want to kind of extract the most important points for you. So I can click here. Okay. So this is basically the financial picture of the property as it mostly is today. Rents, additional income, vacancy losses. So there are very few things that we lose in vacancy just because there's plenty of students who are vying for these spots there. They're very good spots close to the university. I being a student myself, I remember it really matters. I used to kind of move up very, very far away to a toll. So I would know how to appreciate this if I were, young enough to do this all over again. On the expense side, so this actually kind of jumbles together a lot of these issues here that I didn't want to put too many numbers, but these are actuals. This is like if you
Just
look at
read the
the-
numbers, maybe something.
Yeah, so this is like 300, about 350K is in expenses, and it brings in about 670K in income every year. That's basically that.
So the expense is about 50%.
It's about 50%. This is very consistent. Like it's a robust metric. We have many properties, and if you look at where these ratios stand, they're about 50%. So that checks out.
Is that considered high?
Sorry?
Is that considered high for this sum?
Unlikely. So like we have a full list of expenses. They look very reasonable. There's quite a bit of expenditure on marketing because you want to get the word out. You want to get the leases out early. So they've already leased out over 80% of space for the fall of this year, and they're fully booked for until the fall. So kind of these things that you need to kind of invest in front and it shows up in so this is what we project to be able to do over a 5-year hold. So we want to run the property as a tight ship and maintain stable operating income throughout. After 5 years, this is our exit strategy. After 5 years, is we plan to sell, make a good happy home and find somebody to inherit that happy home and be happy with the students as well. So this is a list of expenses throughout the 5 years. So we have a bunch of upfront costs here. So yeah, we're gonna have some aggregate negative cash flow in year 1. We recover most of the invested money as we go. So you will see that it's about 970K of profit over the 5-year run time of the project, given a total internal rate of return of 20%, which we've seen before. So those are the same numbers restated as in drilled down here. So
In the previous
12.4%.
slide, I have a question.
Second,
In the previous slide, or you had $0 for property management.
right. So that
How
is
are you handling?
yes.
Yeah.
This is because the property management here is on payroll of the property. So this is not an external property management company. We have a property manager over there who is an employee.
So
That's part of the expense. So we're not contracting an external company, we have our own employees.
But would you need to pay that person?
Yes, so that is part of the 370, what was it? They earn for 40,000 a year. There's another maintenance person, payroll comes to about 100,000 a year.
I have a question. You have an acquisition fee of 40K there?
That's correct. So we'll talk about the fees in just a moment, but yes, so there are a few things that we need to take to keep the lights on. So one of the things is 1% acquisition fee for the sponsor team. This is so that we can maintain the operation. Okay? And there's a bunch of other things that we'll touch on just in a moment. Thanks for asking. Let's keep that on file for 3 more minutes. Right, and this is the investor returns that we project. So over the total invested 1 million and a quarter, you get a net income of so much, like about 120K each year, with conventional assumptions on the rent inflation and the expenses inflation and the increase in maintenance needed just over the lifetime of the property. Once we dispose of the property, we'll expecting to get this much, 1.4 million extra. Works out to about 61% over the principal invested for the 1.25 million for the folks who stay for the 5 years. So this is talking about our fees. So the things that we take is, yes, we do take the acquisition fee for $40,000. This is 1%. This is, as far as those fees goes, very low. And we deliberately designed the deal to be light on fees and simple to explain. So that's the only fee we take. There's an asset management involved, which is 2% of gross collected rent, which is also very typical. If you want to compare to other deals, this is going to be on the cheap side for us. We are retaining a 30% of carried interest in the property, which is we invest our time and our expertise in exchange for 30% of the equity in the property. But we will give a 6% preferred return to the investors, and anything that's left over is split between 70% goes to the investors, 30% goes to the manager.
So the number is based on each unit, all these.
This is overall.
Overall.
This is overall. We're talking about several hundred thousands of dollars right now. This is for the whole property. You can break down the unit.
But the investor share in like maybe say 50K, then how would you?
I have an example for you.
Okay.
I have an example for it's coming right. Okay. So one other thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to stress test to see what happens if things don't go well. And what we've done, we said, okay, let's just run it, don't increase rent, and let the times roll, expenses go up, and our DSCR drops to 1.4, but we still cash flow, which is good. So one stress test. Then we have a rent shock, we can sustain a 17% revenue decrease and still cash flow and kind of pay all our expenses. And the third one is vacancy shock, which is we've taken the highest vacancy from the deepest days of the recession, see how we do. So should that happen and we have this 16% vacancy, we still cash flow. So this is a test of the robustness of where we are, like how much risk we're taking on. So I think we are very reasonably faring in this particular. This is the fee disclosures, this is what we take. So the acquisition fee of 1%, there's the asset management fee, is we need to communicate with investors, there's a bunch of work involved and that needs to be financed. So we don't get anything until the investors get their preferred return, that's just a fact, 0%, thank you. Once the investors do get that, we get 30% of what's left, and when we sell, it's also once 100% of the principal is returned to the investors, we might get 30%. But if we don't get there, it's all for the investors. We don't get anything. So the equity investors, they don't need to care about day-to-day operation, and they'll get their 6% preferred return. They will get anything else above that, so they're going to get 70%, and they're going to get 70% of the proceeds after they get their initial money back. So we don't get anything until investors are satisfied first. And here's an example. So this I think speaks for you. So this is an example. It's the part of the sheet that you've seen before, but here for an example, $100,000 investments. This is what you can, so what we project you can expect for the net income over the 5 years. This is the proceeds from the sale that you can expect to get. The total cumulative total over the lifetime of the project. Wanting to put 5 years on it so you know how long your money is in there, and works out at about 61.5% of returns over the principal. So you get 100% of money back, you get 161.5 back. That's what happens. We have 3 exit options. So one, plan A, exit after a 5-year hold. Option 2, good times, let's exit early after 3-year hold. We reserve the right to decide what exactly is going to happen there. And suppose we get into tough times, things happen in the world and we need to weather the storm. Since we are robust, we can weather it, and after, say, 8 years, we should be able to sell. We have financing in place that makes it possible. So it is we have 3 options and we get to choose. Anything creative is just a bonus. So on the acquisition timeline, so we are somewhere in between here. Very soon, in a few days, for the people who are interested, we're going to hold a webinar. We can just ask any questions. This is basically this, except it's going to be on the web, so people can just talk to us a little bit more. Up until the end of the month, we're going to be talking to people who are interested in taking this journey with us, and then we're looking at closing somewhere end of April. With this, I bring everything back to Ginger.
Thank you very much. Okay, thanks. So, why invest in Premier Living Suites? Well, safety. As you can see by the numbers and by the stress tests, how many here think it's a pretty stable investment based on what we told you? If we're assuming that we've done our research, yeah. So, not only is the property itself a good opportunity for an investor looking for this type of deal, it's also, when you look at the people involved, the 4 of us have a lot of experience in this, and also we take good care of everybody's money as if it were our own. Now, for another point is with flipping property, I know I'm preaching to myself again, but flipping property, you're actually subject to the market fluctuations a little bit more dramatically than something that's a stabilized investment. Now, going into the details about this sunny campus, it's a very strong campus. It's a network of how do you say it? It's a satellite of a very, very large New York university on the East Coast, very prestigious and very well heeled. So our goal as your sponsors is not only to have you invest with us, is to educate you every step of the way, to keep open and transparent books, tell you everything that you need to know, and we are approaching it from the standpoint of what could go wrong, what could go wrong, what could go wrong, and then if this opportunity still holds strong, then now we're at the point where we're offering it to you and people that you care about. So experience, our team's been making money in real estate in various ways since 1975. Not me, Michael. I started in 1994, again, buying multi-units. So we really experience, you wouldn't trust the growth of your portfolio with someone with little or no experience, right? We have a lot of experience over the years. Quality growth driven investment, we're doing research. The student housing facility houses students that attend Sunny, a school that ranks, a school that ranks best colleges in New York, U.S. News and World Report, and in the top 20% in overall best colleges for the Money list in Money Magazine. So this was significant in our research of this. So the location's excellent. 5 minutes from this thriving and bustling university. It's currently at max capacity. Contemporary student-focused lifestyle design facility. And this is kind of important. Tier 3 location according to Freddie Mac. So this is a very, very important thing. And Philip was really excited when we dug this up. Many of you know I was a mortgage broker for 10 years, so my background, I've done hundreds and hundreds of loans. So one of my responsibilities in this partnership was to look to find money. And one of the things we really wanted to do was get conventional money for this. Like how good a rate and program can we get? Well, we had a lot of lenders that I'm familiar with, that I've worked with in the past, that were raising their hand and saying, hey, we like this deal. And we gave them much more than this. We gave them just all of the detailed sheets and rent rolls and everything, and they're very, very interested. And ultimately, Freddie Mac is interested in this opportunity. And why? Because it's a strong opportunity. And that makes us feel really happy. So right now we're being offered at this point, we haven't gone through complete underwriting, but based on what we've given them, we're being offered 3.8%, 70 to 75% of the deal, a 10-year fixed rate loan, 30-year amortized. And Freddie Mac likes it because it's in what they call a tier 3 location. And what that means is tier 1 are major megalopolises, Los Angeles, New York, right? Tier 2, a little bit less population, and tier 3 are smaller locations. However, there's enough economic robust. There's enough of a robust economy in this area of Oswego to gain Freddie Mac's interest, which was a concern for us because they normally like to have a school that has 10,000 students, and we're just shy of 10,000 students. But because this area has compensating factors, they feel very comfortable loaning money to this, because like the worst case scenario, the asset is an excellent asset, which could be reconfigured to something else, like apartment housing or whatever, worst case scenario. So with these things, we're feeling really much more happy and excited about this opportunity. And I mean, again, preaching to the choir, but we're taking this for everyone else. No matter how well your portfolio is or is not doing, Pillars of Strong Real Estate is the undisputed champion of true wealth in this country. And owning larger units builds wealth faster and easier without the classic landlord blues of tenants, termites, and toilets. Professional management handles it all, and you use your time for what's most important to you while your wealth grows while you sleep. So, cost segregation and bonus depreciation. So Philip and I have talked about this a little bit. Did you want to talk about this, or do you want me to run really quickly? Or?
Feel free.
Okay. So basically, and this is, we can talk about this a little bit more offline, but there are obviously bonuses with tax depreciation. Some of the personal property is now in this type of structure. We're able to write it off. Maybe a number of you, how many people know about cost segregation structurally? Okay, right. So, oops. Okay. So personal property is eligible for 5 to 7 year depreciation, including items such as carpets, appliances, light fixtures, plumbing. So by being not only are you going to get great returns, like Philip mentioned, you're also going to be able to write depreciation off on your taxes, which is going to be a wonderful opportunity. Again, we're investors, we understand how that works, but it is really important because everything matters when it comes to building your wealth and your portfolio. So this definitely is eligible for that. And some people are concerned about recapture. Like, what are you going to do after 5 years because of recapture? I have how many of you know I have a YouTube channel? Because I keep telling everybody about the YouTube channel, right? So, I got this great video, on tax when selling. And it's the 652 tax code, speak to your tax professional about it, and how it helps you avoid all capital gains when selling. You have the right and duty to minimize your tax obligations. Just ask Supreme Court Justice Learning Hand. Do you remember, who knows what Judge Learning Hand said about paying taxes? This is a classic quote. Not you. Somebody. Okay, okay, Philip, since you're the only one raising your hand.
So I'll paraphrase, there's a very, very smart person saying this, but they said that it's not even a patriotic duty to pay the treasury first instead of yourself. And so Judge Hand has actually written a treatise. There was a landmark case. And then after a while it prompted kind of a series of writings from this judge saying that it's definitely the best for this country if everybody kind of thinks of how to be the more efficient, because the treasury is not necessarily the most efficient way to put your money to work. And you know, as an American, as a patriot, you actually have the obligation to minimize your taxes, to put that money to good use where you are, because you help your community the most.
That's right.
Just so you know.
That's right. Amen to that. Amen to that. So, right. So this is one way. There's a great, again, consult your tax professional, but if and when you decide to invest in this type of property or this property, we can help kind of guide you through and guide your accountant through at the time when we're actually selling to minimize or avoid taxes altogether when it comes down to that. So, and if you want to take a look at this, if for any reason, my YouTube channel is Ginger Faith Realty or gingershomenews.com. And yes.
And again, preaching to the choir, but if you snap a picture of the code, it'll get you there right now.
But my video is much more interesting than this.
Oh, it's going to get you to the video. Yeah,
It's
so-
much more interesting.
okay, just saying.
So yeah, take a look at the code, watch my video, my video is more interesting, so, okay.
Yeah.
And there's that. So here's a partnership structure. Okay, so there's Eagle Tower LLC. And that's the New York attorneys are creating this. The investors and would be you or people that you care about who you want to have investing well. And the sponsors, we would have the Class B shares. Diamond Mission LLC is the management LLC, and that's the four of us. So we're actually doing the work, so you don't have to. And we do have on-site manager, but we're managing the manager and the maintenance. So there's basically two structures, one to hold everything, one to manage everything, which is the proper way to set everything up. How to invest? Okay, so we're asking for accredited investors with pre-existing relationships to one of the sponsors. You can make cash funds ready for wire transfer. If using retirement funds, we could do, well, you need to speak with a retirement fund custodian, and we do have some excellent retirement fund custodians that you could speak with to have that done properly. We would expect you to review and understand the investment package, and we're happy, again, very transparent with what we're offering, and we do think it's a solid investment. Minimum investment $50,000, maximum $249,900, and you can send the completed documents to this email address. And we also have paperwork that you can fill out if you're
So
interested.
there are a couple of forms that if you're interested, you can take here. Yeah. So these are the basics, and then you can follow on to the forms. I'll leave it here. Whoever wants to take is free to take and fill in. And also the presentation will have a code that will get you to the same form online.
Okay. And so again, I'm going to reiterate, basically, sample investment of $100,000 would bring back 61.5% or $161,499 at the end of the 5 years projection with this particular stabilized asset. And then here's the summary. You can snap a picture of this QR code and join us today if you want to, or also grab one of those flyers. Here's a summary. California is rapidly becoming extremely anti-landlord. How many people are aware of this phenomenon? Okay, New York does not have those restrictions. Student housing does not have those crazy restrictions, and so student housing is conducive to a better opportunity. And again, it's maximizing the footprint of students who are captive audience. We have a strong, again, vacancy rate's very low. Invest without hassle, set it, forget it. Sponsors already successful in investing out of state. And we have an experienced management team in place. And Freddie Mac will finance, and this is the same lender that's mortgaging your house. Is already picking up and saying that they like this investment. So if this is good enough for Freddie Mac, this is good enough for anybody that you think this would be a good opportunity for them, if this is part of your portfolio growth. Long-term government debt from the get-go, no hard money loans, no bridge loans. So that's it. Does anybody have any more questions? Here's our contact information. Of course, you know we're here. Yeah.
Some of the other comparative student housing properties in the area, I know
Yeah.
you guys, you said you're below, kind of everybody else is, and
Yeah.
100% vacancies are the other comparable properties, what are they running around for vacancy rates?
Well, Maria and Michael have been up there twice, and they've actually got boots on the ground. They've actually introduced students. They've gone to the other properties. They've drilled in deep, because this is something that was extreme concern for us as well. This is kind of what we have, several hot spots that we really need to dig in, and that was one of them. So, why don't we let Maria and Mike tell us a little bit about what they
I'll
did?
just say a couple words and then
Yeah.
we can take over. What we did is we went back a few times, Maria and Bill both been several times. I supervised the management team that went in and did the investigation on our building. It came out fine. We have a few little things we got to take care of. We went to the city and checked to see if there's any more building going on for student housing or anything of that sort. And they said no permits taken out, nothing. So right now, with the influx of people and students coming, we're looking really good position-wise. So, Maria, you want to add to that?
So in regards to the competition, there is one big competitor that just like a few years ago was built, 2017 to be precise, and it's totally different kind of housing. It's single-family houses versus ours so it's different type of living style. So we spoke with the manager, and she said there's really type of people that go for single families versus ours. So there is no competition, I would say, just from the perspective of students either prefer to live in the single families, that this other housing that it's at 13,000, or I think it was 13,000. So that's different setup than this. In regards to being full, I asked, and they said they have plenty of openings there. They're really much higher priced, and among the students, the word goes fast. If you're expensive, everybody on campus will know that. That's what our manager says. Our lower prices keep us 100% occupied for the last several years since she started working. She's fully occupied, like 80% now for August. I mean, that's really huge. That's really big. The other competition is actual university. So university has their own housing, and they have a requirement for students to be first 2 years at campus. But we spoke with students actually, and they said, forcing us to be there is not good. So a lot of them are finding excuses. Like the moment you get the doctor's approval that you are anxious in the student housing that they're insisting on campus, they can go anywhere else. So student campus is just, the on-campus student housing is really not preferred. I would say that's what we heard. It's a dorm style. It's not preferred. I I've seen many pictures of many properties, and they all look good on pictures. And you enter there, and you're like, seriously? Picture was taken here. This? We entered that place, and I was like, I have a 6-year-old, and I said, my child, I will send her here, without any concern. I was really shocked how amazingly upkept the place is. So yes, so those two are competition. We confirm there's nothing new being built, so it's very, very much stable. I don't know if did I answer your question?
And just to follow up on that a little bit, to hit those pro forma numbers, what do you guys using for underwriting as vacancy in that property to achieve the, I guess, projections you're shooting for those 5 years?
Typicals, so we have past 5 years of vacancy data.
So we have one more great thing. We have a pilot program actually for the tax purposes. So if you bring more growth to the area, they give you like tax reduction in the New York State. So they give you a pilot program that is currently running on the property, and we will be working on that and asking for the expansion of the pilot program, which is really great. Even without the pilot, this property is working super cool. But with the pilot program, it's even more benefit, especially that we're bringing more people to the area. And there is a lot of potential for growth, especially those 2 summertime months. Because of the, like Ginger said, very popular. I mean, 2 hours to Niagara. The whole area is amazing, and a lot of people from Florida are coming as snowbirds. Yes, so we do have a lot of potential for more cash.
So piggybacking on the answer, so the whole portfolio is calculated based on 10 months, right?
Correct. If we were able to have the 2 extra months, it'd be bonus.
Okay, so the bonus is basically just going to add it to the portfolio.
Right.
Totally. This is all plain existing calculations. This is nothing added, it's really working.
I had one more
Yeah.
question. A few slides back where the numbers are. Just want to, yeah, that one's good enough. It says the first year potential cumulative returns is minus 10%, but that's not going to affect the equity investors, right? It's just like in general. You're saying that,
If
but
there is a fire sale, so if there's a fire sale within 4 months,
yeah.
this is what you stand to lose.
Correct. But like as an investor, I invest 100K, I get back 9,756 that year.
Yes.
I'm not losing money.
No, you're
I
not.
just want
No.
to clarify.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you very much for the clarification. So yes, it's positive cash flow throughout.
We don't allow losers.
Yeah. So this is like in case, so if we have to sell year 1, this is what we project is going to be the loss. If we have to sell year 2, we still get 9.2% back,
Correct.
etc.
So on the 4th year, you have 45%. Is that cumulative from the year 1st and 2nd and 3rd? I had to put my eyeglasses.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, 45.1% on the 4th year on the potential
Yes.
cumulative return. Is that the number coming from the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd?
So that is the number that you get by getting the cash flows for 4 years, and then potential proceed from the sale in year 4. So that's like if we are forced to shorten the project for whatever reason, it's going to be less of a return. So it's not going to be 61.5, it's going to be 45.1, the projection.
All these projected.
It is all projected, so this is nothing guaranteed. This
Yeah,
is
nothing guaranteed.
this is our expectation based on past experience. And as they say, past performance is no guarantee of future performance. There are no guaranteed returns. This is an illiquid investment, as you know. So this is like a standard disclaimer. Nothing guarantees this. This is what we believe is possible based on a sound business plan. But we don't have a crystal ball. We cannot guarantee it, and that is the best that we can do.
Can you give me the, she mentioned about the Freddie Mac is interested in offering the loan there. What is the market value of the building right now with all the incomes? Can you give me that number?
So the market value, we know that it's around $4 million. We don't have a special appraisal. And this,
But the Freddie Mac, they have to go through a
We will need to
process.
go through.
yeah, so we have a preliminary contact with them. Ginger will tell you more
So
detail.
it's
The
about
detail.
4 million.
This
the
is what we
number.
believe is the case.
Okay.
This is why we've offered as much to acquire it.
Okay.
Are you guys in contract right now?
Yes, we are.
How many days due diligence still
My
remains?
question was, equity multiplies,
What does that mean?
1.6.
I'm sorry.
Gross rent multiplier, so that's the.
What's that now?
Okay.
Somebody
I'm
told me
sorry.
something.
Did you have a question?
Oh, Diane,
Yeah,
good question.
the question is equity multiplier.
I'm not familiar with
It's
these
like
conferences,
1.6.
sales conferences.
The computer has a question.
Yeah.
I'm here My son is
Let's say,
business side,
I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
teleconference.
Say it one more time.
100K, I will get 161K, which includes cash and capital.
Which includes cash and cash.
So so 161K you get back in total for 100K. So that includes 100K of principal and 61.5K in return.
Right, is that including cash and cash?
Yes,
I suppose so. I'm not sure.
that's cash flow. He's
Okay,
asking.
cash flow, yes.
So it's cash flow and the proceeds from the equity gain at the sale, both combined.
I'm sorry.
Oh, how many days are you guys in due diligence?
Oh, gosh. We've extended a couple times.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
close to.
Let's see, how many days are we in due diligence now? We have
31.
31 days, yeah.
You have
Yeah.
45 days due diligence?
We go hard on the first one.
No, we actually have 30 days for the due diligence, but they've been delaying some information, so we let them delay the information, but we ask for the extension based on their delays.
Oh.
So whatever, we didn't ask for a delay, we just wait for them for the information that we need in the due diligence period, and then, so now it's 24th, but we'll have to extend for another 10 days, just because they were delaying some other information. So it should be hopefully by the end of the month.
Yeah, good question, thanks.
Just one question.
Yes.
Are you guys gonna do quarterly distributions or monthly or?
Quarterly.
You guys-
Quarterly.
Quarterly, yeah, quarter. That's okay.
Yeah. That's your,
He has to put you in the system. So you have to have the
Anything else?
basic.
Is that it? Okay, well, thank you. Thank you.
Great presentation and a lot of groundwork, knowledge. It's very well put together, everything. So thank you for bringing the opportunity and presenting it. So looking at time.